Seriously, can't believe there's actual people that actually believe the Grace Randolph rumor. Guys, that's just a joke. Not my not from my video, but on Twitter and everything. Guys, it's just a joke. It's not happening. That was just made up. But welcome, guys. Welcome back to the Dissect channel. Here, featuring me, AWO Animal Order. What's up? We're gonna go talk about John Campea. We're gonna talk about the news that Maxwell Lord of the DCU, James Gunn's DCU, and Peter Safran's DCU has been cast. We're gonna talk about it, and we're gonna go over Campea's topic, his segment on earlier on the show they talked about on the Campea show. We're gonna go over that, over his thoughts on the Maxwell Lord casting, and what he says about certain haters are saying about nepotism. Okay, we're gonna go over that. Before we get into it, thank you to all our current subscribers, the 10 of you. Thank you. Please like. If you're watching this for the first time, please subscribe. New subscribers, please subscribe. Really appreciate it. So, okay, so subscribe to my channel. Smash the like button. Like, share, subscribe, do all that. Also share this out on all social media platforms. Okay, now let's get into this video. Brief synopsis. Brief little, not really synopsis, but brief little story. So, the DCU is getting another potential villain. Not a Superman Legacy technically villain, but a DCU bigger villain, background villain for now, and that's Maxwell Lord. As you know, Maxwell Lord was famously played by Pedro Pascal in the terrible, yes, I say terrible, Wonder Woman 84 movie. If you remember that movie, yes, it was bad, but remember, Maxwell Lord was the villain of that movie. Basically a con man, right? Trying to impress his son. Not very different from the Maxwell Lord in the comics, obviously. But now we got a new Maxwell Lord for the new DCU casting, and the announcing the actor who's going to play Maxwell Lord is none other than James Gunn's brother, Sean Gunn. Now, obviously, there's a lot of people looking forward to James Gunn, and there's a certain group of fans, cult-like fans, who don't like James Gunn, and they'll say anything to discredit James Gunn, just attack him, insult him, just because they're glued to a certain fandom, to a certain director, and they have no life, and so they're accusing James Gunn of him nepotism, hiring his brother for every role he's in his movies. Well, the brothers, and I'm just gonna say this, and I'll probably say it again in the end. You know something? In Hollywood, this is kind of normal. You always hire the people that you work with, even people that you're friends with, family members. Adam Sandler works with a lot of people that he's friends with. He works with his wife. His wife is in all of his movies. You don't see Adam Sandler in other movies, but you see Adam Sandler and his wife's in his movies. Johnny Depp works with Tim Burton. Martin Scorsese works with Leonardo. It happens a lot. Nepotism is more family, obviously, but still, it still refers to friends. It's very common. The only reason people are going after James Gunn and don't go after the other people is because they hate James Gunn, and these are Snyder Cult fans. And I'm not saying Snyder fans. I'm saying Snyder Cult fans. Not all Snyder fans. Snyder Cult fans that have no life, just are very narrow-minded, and are basically crybabies. And so let's go over John Campea's video. Okay, let's go.
DC universe is going to be. We still got to get Aquaman 2 out of the way. Looking forward to watching that. But then in 2025, a brand new DCU starts. And now we know somebody who's going to be in it. Sean Gunn, brother of James Gunn, who's, of course, running DC, is been cast to play Maxwell Lord, a character
as you know, famously known as in Guardians of the Galaxy as Kranglin. Yeah, Kranglin.
By Pedro Pascal in the all-time classic Wonder Woman 1984.
Oh, nice, yes.
Yeah, all-time classic. I'm sure that's the phrase everybody uses with that movie. This comes us from Deadline, who write the following. We understand that Guardians of the Galaxy alum Sean Gunn is set to take on the role of evil businessman Maxwell Lord in the new DC universe that's being overseen by James Gunn and Peter Safran. The role was previously played by Pedro Pascal in the 2020 movie Wonder Woman 1984. It's not clear Sean Gunn's Maxwell Lord will make a cameo in Brother Gunn's Superman Legacy, which will go into production next year. The character, as I hear it, will be referenced in the background of Legacy, but will appear in future DC projects.
So Maxwell Lord. So they're not sure if it's going to appear in Superman's Legacy, but it'll be mentioned. If you know Maxwell Lord, if you know the history of Maxwell Lord in the comics, he's someone who does not like metahumans, and he thinks he's doing the right thing. He has psychic powers, mind control powers. The famous shot of him being his neck getting stabbed by Wonder Woman, and then the OMAX stuff. He's responsible for the OMAX, right? We'll get into detail later. He's also responsible for creating the Justice League International, all of that. Rumor is he's not going to start off as a villain, but as time goes on, he will eventually turn villainy, because maybe his view on the world, on the heroes, whatever, maybe on metahumans will skew towards more. They're a threat to humanity, and I gotta take them out. Whatever. Let's go.
All right. So obviously, this is a pick that's going to come.
Here we go
with a little bit of controversy, and I've already seen it out there.
Yeah, so have I.
There are people out there, and I get it. I do, who are like, "This is nepotism. This is
Campea says,
to play a role like that and all that kind of stuff." And I understand. I do, because it's the boss's brother getting a role in this universe. So I get it. And I don't have any negative thoughts about anybody who would bring that up as a concern.
And also,
but that being said, he
is doing voices for a couple characters, animated, right? It was a Weasel, and he's doing a voice in the Creatures Commando, but whatever.
Maybe sympathize with.
Okay.
That criticism a little bit more. If I did not like all the stuff that I saw Sean Gunn in.
Yeah.
Now, I was not a big viewer of what was it called with the mom and the daughter again?
Gilmore Girls.
Gilmore Girls.
I did watch Gilmore Girls.
But
yes, he was.
My wife watched all the Gilmore Girls.
That's where
probably 4 times over. She loves Sean Gunn in that. And whether it's in the smaller roles he's played in his brother's films, whether it's been playing Kraglin or whatever in Guardians of the Galaxy, I've always liked him. Like, if I didn't like his performance, if I didn't like what he was doing, that would be one thing. So I'm like, I've always enjoyed him on screen.
Yeah.
So it's not like he's some unqualified hack. The second thing, though, is this. Tim Burton, Johnny Depp,
Good point.
Martin Scorsese, Leonardo DiCaprio.
Good point.
Now, I ain't saying Sean Gunn is Johnny Depp or Leonardo DiCaprio, but there's something to be said about director.
Good point.
Likes working with people that he knows and trusts and knows he has a good relationship with.
Sean Gunn, James Gunn,
we see it all the time.
Like
and James Gunn is no stranger to that. There's a certain list of characters and people that he loves working with.
Like every director does.
I mean, even why am I freezing on the name of the director of 40-Year-Old Virgin? Judd Apatow. Judd Apatow has a list of people that he just loves working with.
And Josh Apatow always
his projects. Those people are in it, and then when
and Josh Apatow's wife is in it. He casts his wife in his movies too. So
like his wife,
including his wife. That's
his
right.
Wife, yeah.
Ooh, some fucking French toast. One of the greatest lines in comedy history. His wife said, but I mean, we none of us bat an eye at that, right? And nor should we. And even his cast members, when his cast members do other films, they tend to bring in the same people they've worked with before, right? So there's something about somebody I'm really familiar with. I like working with them. We have good shorthand together. And when we work together, the results are good. So will he be great in the role of Maxwell Lord?
We don't know.
I don't know. We got to see it. I don't know how they're going to write Maxwell Lord. I know they didn't do a great job writing that character for Wonder Woman 1984. But
they're gonna change the character. They're gonna obviously it's gonna be not like Pedro Pascal's Wonder Woman 84 version of Maxwell Lord. Might more similar like the picture here.
I personally have no problems with it. Look, if this had nothing to do with James Gunn, all right, and they just announced that Sean Gunn was cast to be in this, no, I don't think anybody would blink. They'd be like,
Yeah,
cool,
yeah,
the guy from Guardians.
yeah.
That's kind of cool.
Exactly.
So again, I have no qualms with somebody being suspicious of this or feeling a little weird about it because of the nepotism and the relationship. I get it. I understand. I don't personally share that feeling.
Yes, he doesn't really call out the Snyder people, but he is really calling out the Snyder people.
I've always liked him on screen.
He kind of agrees with
and
them,
he works well
sadly.
with this filmmaker.
He could get work with or without James' help. He's a great actor.
He just likes working with him.
And I mean,
he does call him out because it's normal. It's
all love working with him.
And they're a creative team in a sense too, because I'm sure his help goes beyond just in front of the camera.
100%.
And has anyone ever like Ron and Clint Howard? I mean, come on.
And by the way, the other thing is that now he gets to play 2 characters in the DCU because he's still Weasel.
Yeah.
Right. By the way, I love his Weasel. And now he's going to be Maxwell Lord. And who knows, maybe Maxwell Lord's going to be a small role in the whole, but who knows? Guys, we want to take a second to thank a sponsor of today's video, Hello, because dinner talks while since 1984.
Since the Justice League in the 80s. And I always saw him, look, when he was first introduced, he was a fairly comedic character.
Yes, he was.
And then he became a little bit more serious until he was shot in the head, and then murdered, which was awesome, by the way. But I could see, depending on how they're going to approach that character. I mean, Sean Gunn, I consider Sean Gunn a character actor. He's very versatile. You know, I was lucky to work with him briefly on a movie called The Specials, where he played Alien Orphan, and that James Gunn wrote. And James Gunn played Minute Man. And it was before he was the James Gunn we know of today, before he was directing. And he's delightful. I mean, and the guy gives it his all. I think he's got great screen presence. And the fact is, when you kind of have that kind of a shorthand, look, man, I mean, Rocky IV has Frank Stallone songs in it. When you have a brother who's directing, there's no reason. This whole thing about nepotism, it's like, look, if you can hire people that you can trust that will deliver for you, hire them. I mean, I don't have a problem with nepotism. I mean, Sean Gunn and James Gunn have been working together. We made the Specials 25 years ago. That's a quarter century. It's not like he's just been thrown into these projects. I mean, Gilmore Girls is a legitimate. How many seasons did that run?
Oh, you're asking the wrong guy.
But a long time. I mean, he's established himself as a great actor.
Yeah.
He's earned the right to be a character. Why wouldn't you bring in somebody? It's not like James Gunn's only casting his family. He's casting everybody he can. That's great.
And he's not putting them in like the lead roles. Like,
he didn't cast Superman.
He's not playing a Green Lantern or whatever. You know what I mean?
No.
You know what else is really, and I don't think this gets talked about enough. I've heard some people say about him before. It's like, he has no ego, Sean Gunn. He says he's willing to do anything. Listen, a lot of people don't realize this. While Bradley Cooper does a great job doing the voice of Rocket, you know who got down on knee pads and put himself in a green suit and waddled around on the set of all the Guardians movies being the physical Rocket? It was Sean Gunn. He's willing, whatever it takes to help the movie, I'll do. And I know James Gunn loves having stuff like that because I personally love having people on a team like that. That's just like, hey, whatever needs to be done, I'll do. Those are the best people to have around you. And because Sean Gunn goes, I'm James Gunn's brother. I'm the brother of the director. Like, I'm praying, like, get some intern to get around on
obviously it's not the first time James Gunn
to be Rocket.
James Gunn
while Bradley Cooper does the voice. He said he was willing to do it, and those are good people to have around.
Yes.
Hey guys, thanks so much for watching.
Okay, we'll end it there. Okay. Yeah. He's a good actor, Sean Gunn. And this is a big role. And yeah, he is a brother, but nepotism, whatever. It's not just singled out to one person, man, in Hollywood. It's very common. Very common. And too bad. Really, there's only one group that's really speaking out against it. The Snyder Cult. But those guys have no lives. They're narrow-minded. They don't have an open mind. Narrow-minded, right? They don't have an open mind. They're a bunch of crybabies that won't move on. Personally, yeah, I'm attacking them. I'm dissecting them. All right, I'm analyzing them. We've been analyzing for a few years. They they kind of believe Grace Randolph. Some of them believe the Grace Randolph rumor because they're dumb enough to believe James Gunn would hire Grace Randolph, despite James Gunn and Grace Randolph's relationship on Twitter, toxic relationship. They're so dumb. It's really from them because if they were so smart, they would go look at other directors and actors, not just family but friends. Like he said, Martin Scorsese and Leonardo DiCaprio. Enough said. Campea. Well, Robert Barber called him out, but John Campea not as much. But he's like, yeah. He's like, so what? He didn't really call out the certain. He did say he didn't really call out the group, but we know which group he's really referring to. Like, share, subscribe, comment below. Do all that. Yeah. So yeah, Sean Gunn is Maxwell Lord in the new DCU. Yeah. Thank you guys.